Yo, Planet Earth, it's your boy Rod, back with another video. So today I actually wanted to make my first podcast episode. We'll call it RodPod. I've been thinking about that for quite a while. Just doing it by myself. I was actually supposed to make a hiking vlog earlier. Got to the trail, it was great, but then it was so overgrown with brush and trees and I just couldn't get through. I would have to have a machete and chop through it. Then I looked at the reviews on all trails and it said, don't go to the trail, it's overgrown, it hasn't been maintained in years. So I just looked at the pictures and I didn't look at the reviews. So if you guys are going hiking in the future, you should use this app called All Trails. It works in almost every single country in the world. And then you can see different reviews from other people, other hikers that have said oh, the trail's been damaged, whatnot, XYZ, you can go, there's parking, maybe you have to pay an entrance fee, stuff like that. I did not do that. So I showed up to the trail, got maybe a couple hundred meters in, and then I realized that no bueno. So I came back to my hotel, got some bread and cheese, some juice, and then I'm packing so I can leave to Cagliari tomorrow morning by train. And then I'll be hiking out there for a little bit. So I came to Sardinia. I was supposed to go hiking around the coast, but then I realized that I have to handicap myself because I have many injuries. And I went hiking in Taiwan and I slipped and fell a couple times. So my original plan to come here and go hiking around the coast, I realized that I could do that, or I'm going to put myself in grave danger because I just need to modify what I want to do, especially when it comes to the outdoors, according to my knees and my hips, for real. I just don't want to risk getting stuck out somewhere in nature, let's say 10, 20 miles away from any big city, 20, 40 kilometers away from any big city, and then I'm not going to have any kind of help. So I just really want to I don't want to push myself into nature. I know nature's metal, and I don't want to risk losing my life, all right? I've already done enough of that when I was in the military, so now I just want to enjoy my time, just try and be positive, and hopefully I can spread some light throughout the world wherever I go. But I want to tell you guys about my time so far in Olbia, all right? Even though I've only been here for 2 days, I was in Rome for 2 days, and it's honestly everything that I didn't expect. It's super beautiful out here. Last year I was in Crete, Greece for a little bit, a week, and that was one of the best islands I've ever been to in the world. And then now Sardinia is officially the best island I've ever been to in the world. It has mountains, it has beaches, it has great people, and it's super safe. Let me explain something to you guys, all right? I've been to Bali, Indonesia. I've been to Phuket, 2 very popular islands. And then my family's from Trinidad, which I went to myself. And I've been to a few other islands, but let's just say I've been to the Bahamas too. So I guess those 4 other islands, Trinidad, Bahamas, Phuket, and Bali. Sardinia is better than them. Oh, and then I went to Crete too, so that's another island. But Sardinia is the best so far. It's just super, super developed. There's a bus here. There's a train going from Olbia to Cagliari. There's some stops in between too, but those are the 2 biggest cities on the island. This island is really set up to just have many people come here and live, and there's a lot of room. I've already seen some foreigners living here. Well, I saw an Asian woman and a black gentleman go into a house together after leaving their Range Rover. And I was like, I like that diversity out here. I don't know where they're from, but they don't look Italian to me, and they were speaking English when I was walking by them. So I don't know. That's pretty cool. Also, if you guys didn't know this, but Italy has programs where they will pay you 5,000, 10,000, up to 20, 30, 40, 80,000 euros to move to a village into a smaller house, right? A smaller house, a big house, but you're going to have to maintain it, and they want you to stay in the city, living there for a few amount of years to also kind of stimulate the economy. They want you to have a child there. They want you to be integrated into Italian society. And I think that's super cool because if y'all ain't aware about this, there's many villages, towns, and cities all throughout Italy where just the population is declining because younger folk are moving to bigger cities, especially in Sardinia. And also Sardinia is a blue zone, just like in Costa Rica, and then I forgot where else all the other blue zones are. But basically, some of the oldest living people live right here on this island. Why? Because they have a great sense of community. They have great food. It's super walkable. Really nice weather. I don't know if you can tell, I'm super ecstatic. I just never felt myself having such a fun time from just walking, hiking. Oh, I've also had some of the best pizza in my life here. It was the best pizza of my life. You guys can check it out on my Instagram. My Instagram is planet_rod. So just like how my YouTube channel is, but I have an underscore in between my name and planet on Instagram. So I also spoke to my gentleman, this friend, right, that I met in Taiwan. He's a college kid. He's from India, from Hyderabad. But basically, I told him how I'm doing this little mini trip in Europe, then I'm going back to Bangkok just to relax, chill, hang out with Benz and whatnot. And then I told him after that, I want to go meet up with him in India. So I was like, dude, 4 days, man, I'll be in India. So he's like, come through, come through. He lives in Lucknow. So I was like, perfect city, giant city. We'll have some food, walk around, talk, nothing crazy. And then from there, I'll go to Lahore, Pakistan. I think that's how you say it. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to go to a third country after that or just chill and go back to Bangkok. But basically, right now, I'm leaving Sardinia in 2 weeks to go back to Rome. Then I'll take a flight to Porto, Portugal, where I'll do just some walking around, some sightseeing, check out the city and whatnot. And then from there, I'll take a plane over to Valencia, Spain for 2 days. And then a different gentleman that I met in Bogota, Colombia, an American guy. He plays for a Spanish basketball team out there, but he lives outside of Valencia. It's like a Castellon, something like that. The city name is longer, but that's just the main name part. So I'll stay in Valencia for 2 days, then I'll go see his basketball game on March 2nd. And then after that, so this video might be released past March 2nd. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to give you some feedback on that, but it's okay. So once I go over to his basketball game, we'll hang out. He said I can crash at his place. So I was like, dude, that's awesome, man. So stay there for one night and then probably head back to Valencia the next day and then fly out from Valencia to go to Warsaw, Poland. So before I came to Sardinia, Poland was my number one favorite country in the entire world. And the reason being is because basically when I was in the military, I joined the American military to go traveling. That was one of my reasons for joining the American military. But then I realized that different branches, depending on your job, what you do, you get to travel more. Sometimes you stay in one place for a long time. Sometimes, you're just up to the whims and needs of the military. I understand that. So I did do a little traveling when I was in the military. But basically I was stationed in Alaska, then I went to Kansas and other parts of America. And then I did a rotation in Poland and Germany for 9 months. 5 months in Poland, 4 months in Germany. And then at that time, I was like basically 5 years in the military already. And I realized that this is the first time that I actually went international through the military. So I was like, man, it took a lot longer than I expected it to be. I thought I was going to be living overseas in my first duty station or my second, but that didn't happen. So I was like, okay, all right, cool beans. So when I went to Poland, I was just active duty in the military, but I wasn't in the best mental space. I was depressed. I was sad. I was just like, just doing the military life. I wasn't the only person that was depressed and sad and mad about their job, but that's the way it was. Working, 60 to like 70 hours a week sometimes, but then it started to cool down. And then once we went on rotation, it was really, really chill. So, when I say chill, it was just like we were working with the Polish forces, we were training with them and all that stuff, but then we would go out on the weekends and sometimes the weekdays to go get some food, drink some beer, and then every time we'd go out, right, me and my military guys, my friends, we'd get in conversations with random Polish people, men, women, older folk, younger folk, and we're like, dude, I just never been anywhere where the people were so welcoming with open arms, and just so nice. And I was like, what? I was like, Poland is awesome. I was like, what? Why does no one talk about this place? But then I started to learn about the history and stuff like that. And it's just like, they've been through wars and stuff like that, but that's in the past now. Okay. So now Poland's a part of NATO. We got y'all. America, dog. Oh, that was cringy. But so when I was in Poland, all right, basically I was just experiencing a point in my life where I was so happy and I finally got what I wanted from the American military and I got to travel and see the world. So I was like, man, this is really awesome. But the negative factor for me is that I was in the American military and I just felt like I wasn't living the life that I wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a traveler and here I am as an Army boy and I had a great time. I have some great friends, but I wasn't doing what I wanted to do with my life. I just thought that I would be able to join the American military and then just travel the world, but it's not the way it works, So it's all right. So I was like, you know what? When I was in Poland, I was like, let me get on the military, man, because I want to travel. I don't want to just spend my life in a uniform. Nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, my dad was American military, Army. My brother was in the Air Force. A lot of my cousins are American military. So it's just like I was coming from a military family. Felt like, all right, 6 years is enough. Let me get out. So I got out and then was going to school for a little bit. And I decided, like, man, let me try and travel more. So I was waiting tables for a long time and then saving up money, hustling. I used to do Uber for so long, for like 2 years. And I was making money, but like, busting my butt. But it was the first time in my life where I felt like my physical labor was equaling out to more money. Because when I was in the Army, I was busting my butt, but like I wasn't making money. I had everything taken care of. I had a barracks room. I would get like my food taken care of because I would go to the DFAC, but it was like really, really unhealthy food. So it was just like I had a very rigid and structured life in the military, but it's not what I wanted. So I was like, I'd rather work 60 to 80 hours as an Uber driver a week, making exponentially more money, so that way I can do more with my life. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people would be like, wait, you could just, why would you aspire to be an Uber driver instead of being in the military? And I didn't have any aspirations. It's just that I knew that I wanted to travel and I needed money. So I was doing Uber Eats for a little bit. Then I was like, wait a minute, this ain't money. Then I started doing Uber driving, and I was driving people for a while in the Orlando area, and I was making pretty good money, man. So, but I was busting my butt. So it's not like you're just rich. No, definitely not. But it helped me get to a point where I could have enough savings, and then I could go traveling from there. So from there, I went to Serbia in 2022. And I was like, all right, this is a great country. Went to Hungary, Budapest for a little bit. That was awesome. But now I'm still traveling, and went to Bangkok, Thailand in August of 2023. Met a woman named Benz. We've been in a relationship. I keep breaking up with her because I'm a piece of crap. So I'm trying to work on that right now. So she's a great woman, but I'm a bad guy. So that's the issue. I'm at a point where I'm trying to really change my developmental skills and who I am as a person. I feel like I've grown, but I've also regressed as an adult and as a human being. So, for a very long time, I was super negative. Then after I got out the military, started traveling, I started getting my headspace back. I started getting like positive again. Like when I was a kid, I'd be like all cheery and ooh, yippee, and like kind of whatever. But when I was in the military, I was just like this, for real, just like that. And now I'm like, I'm like, I feel like I'm in Chuck E. Cheese every day. Man, but I'm just really excited that I'm in a place where, I'm all over the place. Sorry, man. But like basically, yeah, I went to Thailand, met Benz. Then from there, I started traveling more and more and more and more. My dad came to visit me in Thailand. But then my biggest issue now, besides, relationship and stuff like that, is that whenever I travel, I take too much crap with me. So look at this. I have this giant 65-liter Osprey hiking backpack. I was going to go hiking here, like I told you guys. And I went hiking, earlier today. When I go to Cagliari, I'll do some trails. But I still plan to sleep outside and just sleep in my sleeping bag. I have a sleeping bag. I have like some trekking poles. I have a tent. So I wanted to literally trek around the coast and sleep in a tent. But also I seen online that, and from a person that I met in Taiwan, they were telling me that like they're also a really, really, really good hiker. I'm just amateur. They were hiking Nepal. They were hiking cross country, like so many different places. So this person was telling me that basically you need a permit for that kind of stuff. And I was like, hey man, I hear what you're saying, but I'm watching other YouTubers, Liam Harris, and then forgotten some of these other guys' names off the top of my head. But basically they're showing up to countries, no permits, and just trekking. So I'm just like, if they can do it, why can't I do it? So I know that's not the way you're supposed to do things, but hey, man, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, I haven't trekked, but the plan was to come here and trek around the coast. So it is what it is. I mean, I'll still spend 2, 3, 4, or 5 nights outside, sleeping outside, but in the tent. But I plan to also, my whole plan coming to Sardinia was to at least one day a week sleep in an Airbnb or a hotel. Now I'm going to be doing more of that just because I'm injured and I didn't really plan this out correctly. So now I know in the future when I go on a trekking trip, I have to make more room for food. I have to just pack better. Bring less. I have like a trekking Mont Bell vest. I don't need that. So I have too much stuff as usual, but it's okay. It's just I've traveled to 30 countries now, and it's still taking me years to realize that less is better, especially when it comes to traveling. I'm trying to one-bag travel, like literally just travel with the backpack, have my clothes in there and stuff. So I had this huge Alienware gaming laptop. I still have it, but it's a 17.3-inch laptop. It's like 5 kilos. It is dumb. it's like 4 kilos, but it's still stupid and heavy to carry. And then I realized that I was trying to edit videos on my phone, but like it's so annoying, and it's like sometimes I'll put it onto like Wondershare for more, but then it won't show the files in order, or I'll just jumble them all up. So I'm like, whatever, you know what? I don't want to have a laptop with me or a phone. So a while ago, I got a Samsung tablet, right? And this has been like my go-to computer, especially when I'm traveling. I even use it more than my laptop, because I feel like I got the gaming laptop because I wanted to play games. Then the older I get, I feel like I don't have the ability or the desire to play games, because like I'm literally just looking at my watch, looking at the time, looking at the years fly by. It's like, dude, I gotta go see the world. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you guys about this one time. All right, so this is like in early 2021. I was out of the army, right? But I was living in an apartment in Port Orange, Florida, and I was going to school at the same time. But I was playing Overwatch with one of my high school friends, and basically, when we were in high school, we considered this guy to be like a genius. He was super smart, and he was just like really reserved and just a really, really great guy. But then his life, he lived with his uncle after high school, and I don't know how to say this nicely, but he didn't. He was working at the gas station and stuff like that. I guess he just didn't put his foot to the pedal, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, bro. I mean, he doesn't watch my videos, but, you know. Anyways, so he's living at his uncle's house, and we're playing this game called Overwatch, right? And I love Overwatch. It was amazing for a while. But basically, I was like 24, about to be 25, and he was a little bit older than me. And then I heard, we were talking through a voice chat, and basically I heard his uncle come in being like, I almost said his name, but he's like, dun dun, like that was his name. I'll just say a fake name. He's like, Steve, what the fuck? I told you, Steve, go clean your fucking room, go all this other stuff. And so his uncle was yelling at him, and I was like, oh my goodness. His uncle's like, my friend was like 25 years old, and I was like, he's a grown man. And I was like, dude, I was just in the military for a while, and I was like, wait a minute. I was like, this entire interaction should happen 10 years ago when we were 15. Like his uncle should be yelling at him to clean when we're 15, not when we're 25 and I'm 24. And I was like, dude, I need to stop playing video games. I was like, dude, I'm like a man child. And I was thinking the entire time, like, oh man, I want to go travel the world. But I was like, playing a video game is not going to get me to go travel the world. I wanted to. I mean, if I was a streamer or something like that, okay. If I was a professional video gamer, okay, I could travel the world doing that. But I'm not. I'm just an amateur guy just having a good time. So I was like, you know what? Let me focus on what I want in life. And that really, I had the gaming laptop, but I told my brother that I want to give it to his son, my nephew, because it's just, I had the insurance on it already through Best Buy. So I was like, you know what, just keep the laptop. It's like more better if you keep the laptop than I keep it, because I have to like push myself to play video games. And when I start, I don't even want to. So I'd rather just read. I'd rather just massage my injured shoulders. Like, I don't know. I'd rather do other things. And I realize that comes with like aging, you know. So I guess the best takeaway that I could give this to you guys is like, basically, if you struggle with me, like video game addiction and stuff like that, just try to put it down. Last year I was using Duolingo to learn Spanish. This year I'm thinking about getting Babbel to learn Portuguese, because I'm going to Rio de Janeiro in July and Sao Paulo and, well, Portugal in 2 weeks. But I guess I should get the Babbel, but we'll see. Duolingo, don't get Duolingo. It's a waste of time, because it's just like, it's great if you're doing nothing, but it's like super repetitive, and I felt like I wasn't learning anything super practical. But with Babbel, they break it down by structure, like if you just want to be conversationally, or you're just traveling somewhere and you just need a few words. So, and one of my friends recommends Babbel, so that's why I'm about to jump on board with Babbel. But hey, I mean, I've been ranting for a long time. If this goes good, I'm definitely going to keep doing more podcast episodes in the future, just because it's an outlet for me to talk, right? Sometimes I go traveling around the world and I don't talk enough to people, but when I'm talking to the camera, I know I'm socializing. So it is what it is. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and stay blessed, my friends. Let me know where you're traveling to next. Take care.